There's a question that's quietly haunted millions of men, especially after 50. It doesn't come up at the dinner table, and it rarely gets mentioned at the doctor's office. But at 3 a.m., when you're wide awake and your bladder's nagging you again, that question comes creeping back. You open your phone. You type, almost ashamed, "Is daily masturbation hurting my prostate?" You're not alone. This exact search has spiked thousands of times each night. Why? Because for years we've been fed a cocktail of fear and myth. It causes inflammation, it weakens your gland, it raises your cancer risk. And when you're over 50, maybe already dealing with urgency, interrupted sleep, and declining libido, those rumors hit harder. But here's the truth. Most of what you've heard is dead wrong. In fact, a jaw-dropping study out of Harvard turned the entire conversation upside down. What they discovered about daily ejaculation and prostate health isn't just surprising, it could change the way you protect your body for the rest of your life. So in today's video, we're going straight to the science, but I promise it won't sound like a medical lecture. I'll show you what the research really says, what most men get wrong, and how one of the simplest habits you already know might actually save your prostate. What does your prostate actually do, and why does it become such a problem after 50? But before we get there, we need to start at the root of it all. What does your prostate actually do, and why does it become such a problem after 50? Let's break it down simply and clearly. Let's talk about the prostate. Most men know they have one, but few really understand what it does until it starts causing problems. Your prostate is a small, walnut-sized gland that sits just below your bladder. Its main job? Producing the fluid that mixes with sperm to create semen. It's a vital part of your reproductive system, but it also happens to be in a very inconvenient spot, right where your urethra runs through. That means if your prostate gets enlarged, inflamed, or irritated, you'll feel it in very uncomfortable ways, needing to pee more often, especially at night, feeling like your bladder never fully empties, or struggling with a weak, hesitant stream. These are the symptoms that sneak in after 50. They don't shout at you, but they wear you down. I had a patient, 61, who once told me he hadn't slept through the night in 2 years. He thought it was just part of aging, but it wasn't. It was his prostate, sending distress signals he didn't know how to decode. Here's the truth. The prostate doesn't have to be your enemy. When you understand how it works, you can take simple steps to keep it healthy. And that brings us to the heart of today's question. Does daily ejaculation help or hurt this small but powerful gland? Let's dive into the myths first. Myths busted, the real science behind ejaculation and prostate health. For decades, men have been told, sometimes by well-meaning friends, other times by outdated articles, that frequent ejaculation might damage the prostate. You've probably heard the claims. It weakens the gland, it causes inflammation, or the scariest of all, it might increase your risk of prostate cancer. These ideas sound scientific, but they're based more on fear than fact. I once had a patient, 58, who told me he avoided sex with his wife for months because he read online that too much ejaculation wears out your prostate. He looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, am I hurting myself by having desire?" The truth is he, and millions of others, had been misled. Then came a groundbreaking study from Harvard that turned everything upside down. Researchers followed over 32,000 men for nearly 20 years, tracking their health habits, including one key factor: how often they ejaculated. What they found was nothing short of shocking. Men who ejaculated 21 or more times per month had a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer than those who ejaculated less. That's not myth. That's real, peer-reviewed science. And this wasn't a one-off. Other studies confirmed it. So the question now becomes, why does this work? What exactly is going on inside the prostate when you ejaculate? Let's unpack that next. why ejaculation may actually protect your prostate, 3 scientific theories. So, how exactly does something as natural as ejaculation become a form of protection for your prostate? Scientists have been digging into this for years. And while no one has all the answers yet, 3 leading theories offer powerful insight. The first is what researchers call the prostate stagnation hypothesis. Think of your prostate like a set of tiny pipes. If those pipes aren't flushed regularly, old fluids and waste materials can build up, possibly leading to inflammation or even cellular damage over time. Ejaculation, in this view, acts like a natural detox, helping clear out stagnant secretions before they can turn toxic. The second theory has to do with cell turnover. Like every part of your body, your prostate is constantly renewing itself. But each time cells divide, there's a small risk of mutations, some of which can lead to cancer. Frequent ejaculation may help the gland maintain a healthier, more efficient cycle of regeneration, reducing the chance for dangerous cells to take hold. And the third theory focuses on stress. We now know that chronic stress is a major driver of inflammation, and inflammation is a known risk factor for many cancers. Ejaculation helps relieve physical and emotional tension, which may calm your nervous system and reduce that damaging inflammatory response. Together, these theories paint a clear picture. Regular ejaculation isn't just harmless. It might be one of your body's simplest tools for long-term prostate health. But don't stop there. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Why ejaculation alone isn't enough. Warning, this is not a free pass. Ejaculation is only one piece of the puzzle. Now, before you get the wrong idea, this isn't your golden ticket to ignore everything else. Yes, the research around ejaculation and prostate health is compelling, but it's only one part of a much larger health equation. Think of it like this. Brushing your teeth is great, but it doesn't mean you can skip flossing, avoid the dentist, and eat candy all day. The same logic applies here. Some scientists caution that while the Harvard study showed a strong correlation, it didn't prove causation. That means men who ejaculate more often might also be more likely to exercise regularly, eat better, manage their stress, and get annual checkups, factors that also lower cancer risk. I once spoke with a 64-year-old patient who proudly said, "Doc, I'm doing my part 21 times a month," but he hadn't seen his urologist in 5 years, was 30 pounds overweight, and drank 3 beers every night. He was doing one thing right, but missing 4 others. The key takeaway? Ejaculation may help, but it doesn't replace lifestyle. You need a full team working together: your diet, your movement, your habits, and yes, your regular screenings. So what does that full team look like for men over 50? Let me show you the 5 habits that truly protect your prostate. The 5 real habits that protect your prostate after 50. When it comes to protecting your prostate after 50, there's no single magic fix, but there is a proven set of habits that work together to keep your gland healthy, your hormones balanced, and your confidence intact. Here are 5 essential habits every man over 50 should know. And more importantly, start practicing today. Eat prostate-smart foods. Lycopene-rich fruits, like tomatoes, watermelon, and pink grapefruit, are loaded with antioxidants that support prostate tissue. Add in healthy fats, like olive oil and avocado, plus omega-3s from fish like salmon, and you've got a solid defense against inflammation. Drink green tea regularly. Green tea contains compounds called catechins that may slow prostate cell growth and reduce cancer risk. A cup or 2 a day could offer long-term benefits without needing to overhaul your entire diet. Move your body consistently. You don't need to become a gym rat. Just 30 minutes of brisk walking, 5 times a week, helps regulate testosterone, manage weight, and improve circulation. All crucial for prostate and sexual health. Quit smoking and cut back on alcohol. Smoking is directly linked to aggressive prostate cancer. And while a glass of red wine might be okay, heavy drinking messes with hormones and inflames the body. Get checked every year. If you're over 50 or over 40 with a family history, PSA blood tests and digital rectal exams aren't optional. They're your early warning system. Catching problems early means simpler treatment, better outcomes, and greater peace of mind. Together, these habits build the foundation for long-term prostate health. But there's still one more piece to the puzzle. What happens when ejaculation becomes a problem, not a solution? Let's talk about that next. Real talk, when masturbation becomes a problem, not a cure. Let's get honest for a moment. Because while masturbation can be beneficial, it's not always harmless. For some men, especially those navigating loneliness, boredom, or emotional stress, what starts as a release can quietly become a crutch. I've spoken with men in their 50s and 60s who told me they were masturbating not out of desire, but out of habit, sometimes 2, 3, even 4 times a day. And here's the thing. When that habit starts replacing real intimacy, disrupting your energy, or becoming tied to compulsive online behavior, it stops being healthy. One man, 62, said to me, "I thought I was doing something good for my prostate, but honestly, I just felt empty afterward." That's the key sign. When the act doesn't energize you, doesn't connect you to yourself or your partner, and instead leaves you feeling drained or numb, that's when it's no longer about health. It's about avoidance. Real vitality comes from balance. Your sex drive should be a signal of life, not a mask for loneliness, frustration, or stress. So yes, masturbate. Does that leave us with a final truth every man over 50 deserves to hear? Here's the final truth, and it might be the most important part of this entire conversation. Your prostate isn't something to fear, resent, or ignore. It's part of your body's incredible design, one that deserves your respect and care, not anxiety or shame. For too long, men have been taught to associate this small gland with weakness, embarrassment, or something going wrong. But in reality, your prostate is simply trying to do its job, and when you listen to it, support it, and work with it, amazing things can happen. Better sleep, stronger confidence, more satisfying intimacy, a renewed sense of control over your health. You don't need extreme treatments, miracle pills, or drastic changes. You just need consistent, intelligent action, eating well, moving your body, getting regular checkups, and yes, embracing a healthy sex life that includes regular ejaculation without guilt. One of the most powerful things a man over 50 can do is replace fear with knowledge and passive worry with proactive care. If this message resonates with you, you're already on the right path. And if you're wondering what happens when you stop ejaculating completely, what really changes in your body and your hormones, then don't miss the next video. I think it'll surprise you.